Good evening. I'd like to welcome everyone to the November 13th, 2025 meeting of Burlington's Conservation Commission. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Be seated. Okay, let's do a roll call. When I call your name, you say present or here or something like that. Commissioner Indra Deb.
Here.
Commissioner Kent Moffett. Absent. Commissioner Bill Boyven. Absent. Commissioner Ed LaTurco.
Here.
Commissioner Sarah Walensky.
Here.
Commissioner Rob Sheehan.
Here.
Associate Commissioner Sadie Backstrom. She will be absent for now. Larry Cohen, present. Conservation Administrator, Eileen Coleman.
Here.
And Associate Conservation Administrator, Lucy Hanson.
Here.
All right. Okay, this meeting or hearings of the commission will be held in person at the second floor meeting room in Town Hall. Members of the public are welcome to attend this in-person meeting. Please note that while an option for remote attendance and/or participation is being provided as a courtesy to the public, the meeting will not be suspended or terminated if we have technical problems that interrupt the virtual broadcast, unless otherwise required by law. Members of the public with particular interest in any specific item on the agenda should make plans for in-person versus virtual attendance accordingly. Okay, so item number 2 is public comment. Do we have anybody in the room that wants to bring up a subject that's not on the agenda? I can give you a few minutes, 3 minutes or so, to talk about it. And is there anyone? I don't see anybody online either. All right, the record should show that there is no one here offering public comment. Next, we have meeting minutes of October 9th, 2025. All right. Do we have any discussion needed? Hearing none, could I have a motion to approve the minutes of October 9th, 2025?
Ooh.
Second?
Second.
Okay, all those in favor? 500. And I guess we have meeting notes of October 23rd. Okay, same question. Any reason to discuss?
I will not be able to vote. Did I get it below the quorum? Because I wasn't here.
No, there's 4 of us. We're all set. Could I have a motion to approve the minutes of October 23rd?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? 4-0. 4.
I'll abstain because I wasn't.
Okay,
didn't have a chance to
4-0-1.
watch him yet.
All right, that's fine. I think you could have voted on it, but doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
Eileen said I could.
Yeah, you
No,
could.
she's.
Yeah.
It's okay, we had enough.
All right, so I guess we're down to item number 4. We have a continued request for determination of applicability. This one is for 22 Carroll Ave by Felix Ramos. It is to construct an addition.
Unless somebody's here tonight, they
Someone-
still did not have their site plan ready.
So what does that mean?
Let's continue it again.
Do you want a motion to continue, you think?
I don't think we need one for this, but if you prefer to do it just to be on the safe side, that's,
All right, let's have a motion to continue the request for determination of applicability, item number 4, which is for 22 Carroll Ave, to our next meeting of December 11th.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? That's 500. All right, well, I'll look at this. We're already at down number 5. We have a minor engineering change, 73 Wynn Street, David Cacciola, DEP file number 122-705. Come on up. How are you tonight?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. So please introduce yourself and,
My name
Where-
is David Cacciola,
yeah,
and I'm here for 73 Wynn Street to, we have a minor engineering change, conservation.
you can sit down. We're not that formal here.
Okay. Eileen's familiar with what's going on with Eastern Land Survey, and we had to move the house over a little bit to accommodate a different type of house that I'm building there. propose to build.
All right, I guess you sent in a little plan here.
Yes, well, I have the complete drawings that were submitted,
Yep. All right.
a narrative letter that goes with that.
Sure. All right. Eileen or Lucy, you have comments on this one?
Well, you approved an order of conditions, you issued an order of conditions for this project about, I think it was May or June of '24, and it turns out it was kind of, that their design was maybe something of a box of a design, and they firmed it up now, and it does move. The house now has a kind of a bump out, which brings it about 15 feet back, but still nowhere near the wetland. The garage is now bigger and is now extending about 4 feet closer to the wetland, so it's about 44 feet away instead of 50. And just in order to accommodate the changes, they were also moving the stormwater chambers a little bit. The one at the back is moving over to I'm not sure what direction that is. It's left on the plan. But, so I don't really have any concerns about this, but I did want to bring it to you because they haven't even started yet.
Right.
So I thought it would be better to get these plans on the books. And if you guys are okay with it being a minor engineering change, then we would just write them a letter or an email just to formalize that. And I don't really think it warrants an amendment to the notice of intent, but that's up to you.
All right, so I guess the issue for the commission is whether the proposed change really has any significant effect on the fact that it's a little bit closer to the wetlands, but given how far away it is, you have to weigh that too. So, anybody want to discuss? Ed, you want to say anything? No. Okay, I guess you're okay with the minor engineering change. Okay.
I can't be
All right, Sarah.
I don't have any issues with it.
All right, Indra, any questions? Rob, anything?
Just a slight adjustment to the waiver, what we previously approved. Is that right?
It didn't.
Did we have a waiver?
I think there may have been one, but that really was for some work. You guys might remember, this was the one with the weird, is it a boat or an RV? Just remind me.
There was a boat
There's a boat.
way in the wetland.
Boat that was practically in
There
the
was a pipe or
wetlands.
something too, a strange pipe.
So any waiver that you did vote was probably for
Oh, okay.
for doing that work. This is still going to be more than 40 feet from the wetland, so it's not, you won't need to do a waiver of the no build. But as far as I know, just correct me, so nothing else is changing, right? The gravel roadway is still remaining as it was previously
Yes,
designed?
yep, according to the original drawings that the order of
was-
conditions.
That was about 28 feet from the wetland, so that actually is, it's not a structure, but there is something going closer to the wetlands, and there, have you removed the boat yet?
Yes, yep,
Okay, well, the boat's,
that's all been cleaned up. Matter of fact, that was done a while ago. Then all the wattles are installed and the fencing. Well,
Right.
you came out to the site and walked through it.
I did see it. We have approved, what those were in place, and the DEP signed everything.
So I think I know the answer, but is it correct to say that the order of conditions is more than sufficient continued protection for the wetlands?
I think so.
Okay. All right, so I guess we'll have a motion to issue, to call it as a minor engineering change for the proposed changes to 73 Wind Street. Is there a motion to that effect? Second? Second. All those in favor? 500. You're all set.
Very good, thank you.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, Ivy.
Not for that. I'll just write, just to clarify, I will write him a letter just to say that at this meeting we
Right.
formalize blah, blah, blah.
All right, so now, well, it looks like we're at number 6. It's a continued public hearing, notice of intent, 25 Westwood Street for Toshihiro Shioda for the construct an addition for, at 25 Westwood Street, DEP file number 122-727. Good evening.
Hi, good evening. Maureen Harold from Norris Environmental Services, and here with me this evening is my client, Toshi. So we had a minor revision to the plan. We relocated the infiltration system to the side of the dwelling. It was originally proposed at the rear, but some grading was proposed and some tree removal, and we decided that we could eliminate that proposal by just shifting the infiltration system to the side of the home. Last time we were here, we discussed a planting plan. There was a previous permit issued by the commission that allowed some trees to be removed, and my client prepared a pretty excellent planting plan. He's going to get the trees from Weston Nurseries, and they're scheduled to go out on Monday, correct?
Correct.
Weather permitting. So that's been submitted to the commission, all of the trees and shrubs are native to the area. And I believe that was the outstanding concerns from the last hearing, and can open it up to the commission with any questions.
Okay, thank you. Eileen, Lucy, comments on this?
I have nothing to add. Those were the two things that I had noted that needed to be completed for this meeting, and they seem sufficient as far as I can tell. The chambers have just been relocated. They are the exact same size.
Right.
And it actually puts them further away from the resource area, or further out into the resource area. Either way, further from the stream. So that's great to me. That's actually a plus. Otherwise, nothing.
Can I point out, though, that the planting plan that Toshi did come up with was really complying with the requirements of the determination that was issued a couple of years ago. Just something to consider is, are you fine with this also counting for the notice of intent with the addition and deck? Or do you think anything else is necessary? I think this is a pretty good,
I mean, you have to consider the size of the area, too. I mean, it's
Right.
it's like, how much can you stuff in here?
okay.
But it's up to the commission how they feel about it. So it looks like there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trees you're planting? Is that what it is?
1, 2, 3.
Yes, 6.
Yes, yes, so 3 trees and 3 shrubs.
Okay, right. All right. Okay. Bob, anything in this?
Just a quick, the infiltration system is the same, I know it's the same size,
Yes.
but the bottom of the system and the water table is the same distance?
So it's the same, so it's required to be a minimum of 2 feet above the water table,
Correct.
and it meets that requirement. In fact, shifting it over to the side, there'll be even more area between the water table. It's a little bit higher than behind the home.
I see, okay.
Very good question. Thanks. Ed, anything more on this? Sarah?
No.
You're set? I think it's fine. I mean, I don't see any reason to. So, all right, well, so this is a continued public hearing, so I guess I should ask, is there anyone here who has a comment about 25 Westwood that wants to say anything? It's for a notice of intent to construct an addition and plant trees. Okay, so I'll ask one of you two to review.
Well, I know I wrote it, but do you want to go through it since you were,
How about you go through it, because you
That's
did write
fine.
it, yeah.
oh, not that that matters. We both do everything. Let's see. Okay, well, I will start with I apologize, I only sent it around to everybody about an hour ago because I just totally forgot. Sorry, I have a copy for you guys, a paper copy.
Okay.
So you sent it about an hour ago?
Yes.
So
That was two.
I guess that's why I haven't seen it.
Oh, you have a paper copy in front of you.
Oh, it's right here. Okay.
Yeah, so,
Okay. Oh, good.
but we don't have to share these things, so it's really just, oh, no, that's my notes.
Yeah,
Nope, and that's
All right.
from something or other. Right, here we go. All right, we made it bigger. A notice of intent and Burrington Wetland bylaw application was filed for construction of an elevated deck with a 15 by 15 foot permeable patio beneath, a 24 by 24 foot addition, and installation of infiltration chambers and native plantings within the riverfront area of the Ipswich River and buffer to bordering vegetated wetland. A deck which had been located at the same location as the proposed deck had been damaged by a storm. Tree removals had been allowed under a previous determination of applicability and administrative approval, and required replacements had not yet been planted. 2 large native trees and 4 smaller native shrubs shall be planted as part of this project in the area close to the stream. I had made that note that we also just mentioned that they had been part of the determination, but everybody's fine with that, so we'll just delete that note. The inner 15 feet, what we were also proposing based on what Larry had said the last time was the inner 15 feet closest to the stream shall be left to restore naturally and shall not be mowed. So we can discuss that. The existing house, which will remain, is located approximately 9 feet from the stream. The proposed deck would be approximately 41 feet from the stream at 32 from the BVW, while the addition would be 56 feet from the stream. The project proposes less than 10% alteration of the riverfront area, and an alternatives analysis demonstrates that the addition is placed as far from the stream as feasible. The Commission granted a waiver of the 40-foot no-build set zone for the deck replacement and patio installation. The next few parts go through the filing and list all the plans that you submitted, including the one that was just updated this week, the site plan. The Commission finds that this project is exempt from the mass stormwater regulations as it's an accessory project to a single-family home. However, the wetlands bylaw includes a performance standard for buffer zone, and the stormwater from the new addition will be directed to 4-inch perforated pipes with up to 1.5 feet of grading above to maintain separation from the groundwater, which is at 30 inches here above. I think I meant above and below, because it's surrounded by stone. In addition, erosion sedimentation controls will be implemented. The work was within the riverfront area of the upper reaches of the Ipswich River perennial stream. The Commission finds there was no feasible alternative location for the addition that would have lesser impacts on the riverfront area, and the Commission finds that the restoration of an area close to the bank to include planting with native trees and shrubs provides the improvements required under the bylaw regulations when developing in the RFA. And then a lot of the next few paragraphs are pretty much just boilerplate that we always have. It goes on to talk about installing erosion controls, and then if you go down to the last page, that I'm going too fast for Toshi, sorry about that. It suggests that we will be requiring a bond of $2,500 for the length of the project. Everything else that's written just before and after that, though, Toshi, is just standard boilerplate stuff that doesn't change from project to project. Let me switch, if it's okay, I'm going to switch over to the order. Maureen knows these, so if she has any concerns, she'll point them out to you, right?
Right.
And she can tell that it's pretty much what she has seen. Oh my God, where is here's the one I was just on. Here it is, here it is, here it is. I'm going to switch over. Okay, we're moving on to the order. So it's the other thing that you have in your hand. It again lists, on the first page, it lists the same reference documents that we listed in the other one. And then we go through some more very standard conditions which talk about the work that will be carried out is only the work that's described herein. This document shall be included in all construction contracts and subcontracts and should be on site. The commission has adopted the findings of the bylaw, which is the other piece of paper that you had in your hand. And it permits work in the riverfront area of the Ipswich River and within buffer to bordering vegetated wetland, and no work within any other resource area has been permitted by this decision. The order shall be deemed invalid if any of the information was provided to the commission has proved to be incorrect. The applicant and the project engineers are responsible for any damage on your own property. The commission or designated representatives shall have the right to enter upon and inspect the premises to evaluate compliance with this order of conditions. Then on page 2, we're going into number 29, which is just saying that you agree to indemnify the hold harmless the town. Then the pre-construction conditions, these are all describing how you have to install your erosion control, put your DEP sign in place. Your erosion controls have to be as shown on your reference plan. Pay the bond, record the order at the Registry of Deeds. It goes on to say the erosion controls, this is where we're describing that per your plan, you said you would install 12-inch compost tubes. And if you want to put in an alternative, you need to talk to us. Materials should be stockpiled as far from wetlands and stream as possible and at least 20 feet from the street. Keep stockpiles covered. No dewatering is permitted on this site unless you contact us about a plan. Keep the roadway clean, and we reserve the right to require additional erosion control. Then we're up to the one about work involving filling and grading, which is just saying no additional filling or grading is allowed other than what's shown on the plan unless you come back and talk to us. Mm-hmm. Under pollution control, these are just the standard ones that never change from order to order, and it's talking about how if you knock anything into the stream, you need to take it out. Anything that is on site should not be spilled. If there's a spill, that needs to be reported to the correct people. Fueling should not take place close to the stream. Pesticides, herbicides, fungicides should not be used within 100 feet of the stream or the wetlands. Then we're on to stormwater management and riverfront area enhancement. Again, we're describing how the rooftop runoff is going into the 4-inch perforated pipes surrounded by stone. The applicant shall provide photographs of the stormwater management system being installed. So ideally, they would be sent to us at the time so we know that they went in just in the right location and they look about right. Maintenance of stormwater structures on the porous patio is the responsibility of the property owner and any future property owners, and shall be per the approved stormwater operation and maintenance plan, and this condition shall be noted as existing in perpetuity. No removal of additional trees is permitted by this decision. If you feel that you need to do so, you need to come back and talk to us. 2 native trees and 4 native shrubs shall be planted on site within 15-20 feet of the bank. There shall be no mowing behind that line. So that's the point we still have to just talk about.
Let me ask you a question, Aya.
Yes.
On that one, 2 native trees, isn't swamp, oak, river birch, and flowering dogwood a tree? Or is that a bush?
Well, I guess I would defer to Maureen, but I would consider a dogwood to be a small tree rather than a large tree.
Is it correct either way?
I think it's correct either way. I agree. It's a small tree. Some people might say it's a large shrub, but I consider it more of a tree than a
A
shrub.
large bush or a small tree? Okay, that's fine. I don't care what you call it.
Okay.
I was just wondering if it was just incorrect.
Sorry, what?
His last name is what was it?
Apparently I have to correct your name spelling. We will do that in one moment. Sorry about that. The shrubs and trees, trees and shrubs, shall be monitored for 2 full growing seasons, and those that fail to survive within that time shall be replaced. No occupancy permit sign-off shall occur prior to establishment of the, I'm just going to say plantings, instead of saying trees and shrubs. It sounds like, I don't know. This condition shall be noted in the certificate of compliance as existing in perpetuity. And then the last one just describes all of the documentation that you need in order to get your certificate of compliance.
Okay. All right, any questions from the commission on the findings of the order?
Shiota. Oh, I see where you are. Sorry.
It's on the top of the document.
Are these being planted now, or is it too late?
Monday,
Monday.
yes.
I will, I'll check that now, just in case. Can-
Because the plants are so, the trees are so young, should the trees be wrapped, or should the trunk be wrapped because of the severe cold weather?
I don't think it's that cold yet. I mean, it's gonna be in the mid-40s all next week. I think, we're kissing the end of the growing season, so I understand the concern, but I think they'll be okay.
I mean, if they don't make it, we'll ask for it to be replaced. I mean,
Right.
So, I mean, it's really up to you, actually, and your client.
We can ask the nursery if they recommend it, and if they do, we'll have them wrapped.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes they just have the burlap that goes around the tree, because it can, when it's young, the skin is very thin, and it can crack in severe weather.
That's a good point. Toshi, ask the nursery and.
So
Yes.
what I heard from the nursery is that the trees will be okay, so they are just sleeping during the winter time, and then in the spring, as long as they install to come to my land, the condition will be okay. So that was what I heard.
Doesn't hurt to ask, though, if you want to be extra careful. Should the trunk of the tree be wrapped from the first branch all the way down? Sometimes they do that.
No.
Depends on the kind of tree it is.
Good idea, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah. And the other thing is, are you, Maureen, do you anticipate being there for the planting, or that's not really needed?
I wasn't going to be there. Toshi has a excellent planting plan with the diagram as to
Yeah,
where the trees.
I'm not suggesting it's needed, I just, in case that was the plan, I wanted to know.
Yeah,
You have to make sure then that whoever plants it, is the nursery planting it? Is that,
Yes, that's correct.
oh, they'll know how to do it, okay. Because sometimes they mound up all the mulch like a big cone, and could conceivably kill the plant,
Right.
tree. So if the nurseries is doing it, I think they're okay.
yeah.
And even though it's low temperature, you have to water it, okay? The worst thing that happens, if the tree gets really dry and it's really cold, sometimes the trees don't survive that,
Right,
okay? So you have to water it good. You put it to bed wet, is the phrase.
right.
Okay.
Can we ask about the, I think your idea at the last meeting was to have like a line of restoration near the bank, but I'm not sure that that's really what they had in mind with their planting plan. Can we just, but that's what we put into the bylaw and the order. Can we,
What does the order say?
we talked about, what did I say? That, where did I say it? The inner 15 feet closest to the stream shall be left to restore naturally and shall not be mowed.
We said too about the cherry tree?
So,
Yeah.
Eileen, what you're bringing up is whether to throw seed down? Is that?
No, or just whether he can mow it, really, or whether you're letting it just become more of a meadowy.
That's what you should do.
That's what, okay, I think,
I'm a little,
he had something to
yes.
say too.
Yeah. So the picture that I took here, and they have the indications A, B, C, D to F here. So I think that, Mr. Chairman, you mentioned about this tree as a mark, and then so we should not go to the river to mow. So then what I did was, here is a line that you can see by the leaves, so that I'm not going to touch from this line
At
or
at
leaf.
15 feet,
15
you're going to
feet.
let it restore and not mow it. That's what I understood.
Yes.
Yes.
Are we in agreement?
Yes, we spoke after the first hearing, and Toshi is fine with that. He's actually happy he doesn't have to mow any more lawn area. It worked.
All right, okay, you can skip mowing the 15 feet, okay.
Do you want me to reword it to say, from the cherry tree, are we okay to say 15, 20 feet? Because I didn't measure. This was eyeballed.
From the cherry tree,
Right, because it's not a straight line, the bank, right?
right.
Let me just make that tiny bit clearer so that nobody gets in trouble. All right?
Thank you.
We'll say the inner 15 feet closest to the stream, that's what I had said. The inner area closest to the stream, inner area between the cherry tree stump?
Yes.
And the bank,
Yeah,
top of bank.
yeah. Just look, stump.
Cherry tree stump, it's a good marker.
Bank shall be left to restore naturally and shall not be mowed. So that's just a, all right.
Thank you, Mike.
Okay.
Okay, is there anything further from anyone? Could I have a motion to close the hearing on DEP file number 122-726? Second? Yes, Eileen?
I had put in there that, one more thing to just discuss, but we might, I think it's another thing I might be able to take out. We had talked about a waiver of the 40-foot no build for the deck replacement and patio installation. Do you feel that's necessary? Because it's not, because it's deck and patio, and there was an existing deck? Or are you okay with me just removing that? the
I
waiver-
thought,
waiver
anyone
language?
remember that we were talking that there was an existing deck. So therefore, probably the waiver is not required.
Okay.
Does that sound right to everyone?
I can take that back out. I just want to be, all
I think that's what we talked about, something like that.
Yes.
Okay. In that case, I'll take it out and continue with your vote.
All right, all in favor of closing the hearing? 500. Okay. Could I have a motion to approve the findings under Burlington Bylaw Article 14 for 25 Westwood?
Move.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? That's 500. Could I have a motion to approve the order of conditions under the State Wetlands Protection Act and Burlington Bylaw Article 14 for 25 Westwood, DEP file number 122-726?
So move.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? 500. Could I have a motion to request the posting of performance surety in the amount of $2,500 under Burlington Bylaw Article 14? Second.
Second.
All in favor? Same thing.
Great.
I think you're all set?
Thank you very much. Have a great
Thank you
night.
very much.
All right, sir. Good luck with the project.
Thank you.
All right, so next. Next is item number 7, but I should have announced earlier in case somebody's watching. The continued public hearing for notice of intent for 7A Street has asked to be continued. I assume to December 11th?
Yes,
Do we need probably need a motion for that?
yes, we do, please.
So let's get to that. Could I have a motion to continue the notice of intent, 7A Street, American Maplewood Properties, DEP file number 122-715, to the next meeting of December 11th? Second?
Second.
All those in favor? That's 500. Okay, so now we're on item number 8, a continued public hearing. It is a notice of intent, 114 Wynn Street for the Burlington Public Schools. It's to redevelop the playing field, DEP file number 122-713. Okay, all right, folks, welcome back.
How's it going?
Thanks for having us.
It's been a while.
It has been some time. We had a lot of homework to do.
Yeah, okay, so I almost feel like this, we should treat this somewhat as a new filing, because so much of stuff, some of the stuff we said may not be relevant in the same way. So we should just methodically go through it. But this is actually a complicated project, because the regulatory jurisdiction is substantial here. So I want to make sure you leave with a clear list of what else needs to be done, so there's no ambiguity, so we can get through this. I guess we should start with you folks.
Presenting?
Introduce yourselves, and then making a presentation.
I'll go first. Bob Cuna from the school department.
Arson and Barzumi and Nestor Engineering.
All right, great, good to see you both.
I don't know if are you able to put up the plan?
Yep, she's about to.
Which would you like?
Maybe the drainage plan, and then we can look at the one with the aerial afterwards, just to see what's behind it in real time.
Looks like we've also got HIP online, just to mention.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, hi everyone, Hip Aguilar with Nestor Engineering.
So, everything's so loud.
Is that one of your folks?
Yeah. So that's-
All right.
It's rendering it.
You want me to hold these?
All right, so is that monitor more convenient, or this one?
I think the commission finds that one a little bit more convenient. And remember, it's actually a touch screen, so you can, no, I'm just saying, you can move it and annotate with it as well.
Right?
But also be careful.
Very good. So previously, when we had submitted, we had two synthetic turf, full-size synthetic turf fields connected together. There was wetland mapping that, since then expanded. We've added some color graphics to help delineate all the features and the boundaries. We went back, obviously we had the committee meetings, and are presenting now one full-size synthetic turf field and a smaller youth-size field, or a half a field for practice use. We have separated the two, provided ADA walkway on most of the sides and around the larger field. Here's the expanded wetlands. The red line here is the 20-foot no disturb zone. The 100-foot is the wetland buffer, the blue line here. And then the pink lines here are the inner 100 and the outer 200 riparian zones. We did our best to try to stay as much as possible out of the 20-foot no disturb zone. There's a small encroachment here with just a temporary encroachment with grading, which would then be loomed and seeded. A portion of the seating area for the terrace seating here, and some grading that will occur on this edge, as well as the installation of a retaining wall. We're proposing a multi-use synthetic turf field to accommodate the various sports. There's existing light poles here and here, but we're proposing to add 2 new ones. So these were originally designed with the intent of a future lighting here, and they were installed with fixtures on both sides. So half the field would already be lit. We're proposing another 2, which will then light this half and provide some minor lighting for the youth field over there. This might be the grading plan, so if we go, I can answer questions on this if you'd like, and then I can dive into the drainage if that's.
Which side doesn't have a walkway around it?
On this end here and on this edge, because it would have been too close to the 20-foot no disturbance.
Got it, okay, thank you. Anyone else have a question on the layout? Okay.
This is an aerial view showing that okay. That's great, thank you. So all this area here, along the edge here, all the way through here, quite a bit out past the red line, is all grass and used for practice now and fields. We're staying fully within previously developed areas, not impervious areas, but previously developed grass areas. And our intent is to allow the newly mapped wetlands, which are in the grass that is mowed and used and so on, to be allowed to establish, come back and become wetlands. We see that as a net benefit to the downstream river front area, and as well as the nearby wetlands for further treatment. We intend to remove some of the structures that are outside of the wetlands, but not related to our work. There's light poles, wooden light poles, but all the chemicals that go with coating them. There's underground conduits, so we will remove those. But the ones that are within the wetlands, we're trying to limit any disturbance or any work that occurs in there, so right now we have not included any of that removal. If that's something that you want, we can discuss it, but we're trying to minimize any impact. The synthetic turf field, they have a collector pipe here, here, here. This is a stone trench with filter fabric, clean double wash stone, perforated pipe. Then underneath the turf, there'll be a stone layer, which will then flow to collector flat panel drains. These are flat pipes, look like tiles. They're surrounded with also filter fabric. So the rain would go through the synthetic turf, through the stone. It would hit filter fabric along the ground, the thin stone, flow laterally at less than 1%. We're at 0.75% until it would hit one of these tiles, which is inside filter fabric. It would flow through that tile, then hit the trench, the stone trench with the collector pipe. That will have a settling area underneath below the pipe, and as that fills up, it will then go into the collector pipe, continue to flow all the way out here where it comes out to a flared end outlet section with riprap, and then that will flow to a rain garden. The rain garden will be designed exactly to DEP standards, which has the treatment soils, a perforated pipe underneath, and an overflow system. So anything that fills up more than 6 inches will go to this overflow outlet structure and then connect to the existing drainage system, which outlets to the wetlands in the river or the stream. Everything else will be promoted to infiltrate, be absorbed by the plants, treated, and go into the groundwater, and as that fills up, it would go into this outlet pipe, perforated pipe there. Something that's new, that's intended to accommodate other uses, is a lacrosse wall or a kick wall, a small wall, 12 foot wide, that'll be surrounded with synthetic turf to have some practice area. So as we're minimizing the additional field space, we're still trying to provide some activities and further use for the various user groups. We are proposing portable bleachers, but they would be on crushed stone with pavement in front of it so that you can have ADA access to it, but underneath it would be fully permeable and be on crushed stone. The terrace seating, previously in our previous submission, the terrace seating was here. We have shifted it as far as possible to the track to remove it from the wetland areas. We're providing ADA connectivity from the school, the parking area, down around to the track, as well as this new area for the fields and the walkways. That's quite a bit of a challenge given the existing site grades, but we're proposing it through terraced seating, anywhere from 20 to 24-inch drops per terrace. We previously had a bit of additional paved parking with a rain garden. We eliminated that to reduce further impervious and work within the buffer zone. We are proposing restriping the existing paved area. So no new paved area, but by restriping it, we can provide 2 ADA parking spaces, and that'll then connect to the ADA ramp that we have going down to the fields. And that's how we intend to not only provide parking and access, but also access from the school building. Other things that we provided, we can go through the list, but last time we met, we requested for alternatives analysis as well, so we have provided the alternatives analysis, response letter to the infill and associated materials with that. And we've prepared a letter detailing the requirements for riverfront area and how we feel that we meet that requirement, and a request for a waiver from the town bylaw that's associated with it.
All right, let's talk about drainage for a moment.
Yes.
Before you go to a different thing. Are there any questions from the commission about drainage? Is everyone clear on how it's draining? I assume you have a common system, both fields are feeding to a common system, is that what you have?
Yes, they both will outlet to the rain garden.
They both go to the rain garden?
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't sure about that.
And all the pavement is pitched to the turf, so everything within here flows back and underneath. The turf itself infiltrates 16 inches an hour, which is greater than your 100-year storm event. The stone underneath is 2 minutes per inch, and it travels laterally to the collector pipes.
So I know this is a repeat, but let me
Sure.
just make sure we're clear, because it's important. The water comes down, the rain goes through the grass, goes through the backing, and then through the stone.
Yes.
Then, could you explain what happens relative to how it's being filtered and handled? Could you explain?
So it will filter through the stone. Then there's a Marafi 140N geotextile fabric that is laid down on the ground, on the entire bottom here, underneath the stone. That separates the stone from the soil underneath. It creates fine separation so the fines don't migrate from the soil up. And it also acts as another filtering medium to...
So it's semi-porous of sorts?
Yes.
Okay.
It's porous, but it does act as a filtering medium.
Okay.
So whatever's allowed to infiltrate will infiltrate that subsoil, then work its way down to groundwater. Whatever does not will flow laterally and until it reaches these flat panel drains, which will then flow to the collector pumps. So it takes a very long time. For the first droplet that occurs from the furthest away, it will take several hours for that droplet to make its way out. That promotes infiltration, that promotes filtering, and then once it does make its way out, it still goes to the rain garden. And then, yes?
I have a question. I think you described that the rain garden fills up to a certain point and then it overflows, and it sounds like the overflow just goes straight out to the waterway behind. How often does that happen? Because it sounds like that water wouldn't be very treated.
Yeah, so it captures the 10-year storm. I'll have to double check it, but I believe it captures a 10-year storm, and anything beyond that overflows. But this water is already clean by the time it comes there in terms of fines, there's no oils, there's no salts, there's no sands, anything of that nature by the time it gets there. Yeah. And then it goes to this structure, which is an existing drain structure that we're proposing to replace, but then the pipe that goes out is also existing. So we won't be doing any digging or excavating at the resource area to install the pipe.
Is all of the, if it's okay, all of the stormwater that hits the field, does it all go in through the field?
Yes.
Okay, because I might have been confused reading your stormwater report, but it was showing runoff rates that exceeded the pre-construction rates. Is that?
It's a significant reduction. The volume goes up, but the rate goes down significantly.
Gotcha. If I got it right, you're supposed to reduce by rate and by volume. Yep. Under the local bylaw.
And volume?
And volume, yeah.
I'll have to think, I don't,
That's not just.
that's entirely new to me.
Is that also?
Isn't that just the state requirements?
I'm not as familiar with the state requirements as I am with our local bylaw.
So, Lucy, what are you saying? Are you saying that,
My observation in reading the stormwater analysis was that the project as proposed, and what it was clarifying is, are the proposed stormwater rates, proposed stormwater volume amounts exceeding the pre-construction volumes? And Arson said that that is true.
Yes.
So they do attenuate it more, so it is a reduction in rate, but the volume overall does increase with the project.
Correct. My understanding is anytime you have any impervious or any development, the volume will increase unless you're retaining that soil or creating permanent storage on site.
That is true, and as that is the case for our local bylaw, we do require that you keep all your stormwater in your lot. And down to the residential properties, we require that.
I'll have to look into addressing that. That's a huge hurdle, and we would likely look for a waiver on that, given the size of turf fields and how they're entirely made to go through. But
While that is true, we actually do hold our residential lots to the same standard, down to projects that have been, we've seen projects that are like 600 square feet of increase that have been required to meet this standard, and though this is a large project, it still is required to meet this, especially as you are with the, very close to the resource area, you would need to make sure all of that's staying on the lot.
yeah, I'm happy to look into it. We're providing close to 53,000 cubic feet of volume under there. So all I have to do is elevate the flat panel drains or the pipes higher so that water is accumulated below it and capture that volume. But I'm not sure that would be a net positive, but I'll have to look into that and get back.
Yeah, so you're thinking you might be able to raise the elevations and get more infiltrated?
Yeah, it's just to hold that much water, underneath, I'm not sure is a good idea, but I will look at that.
Yeah, you'll have to give us feedback on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so would you like to continue?
No, I guess that was it, I'm sorry.
That's all right, okay.
I'll wait for comment.
All right. Is anyone else presenting, or that's it for now?
That's it.
Okay, fine. All right. Eileen, let me ask you, is it best to consider bringing up each issue that we have, or you have, and then discussing it, or going through all your issues, comments at this,
I
at once?
don't know, because I know Lucy probably has more, and I know you have some. Well, why don't we just make a start? One, let me see.
Well, you can do it any way you want. I'm just,
Okay, so I had made various notes that kind of summarized what Arson just presented to us there. There are areas where the work is really going to be quite close to the stream, and the closest concrete path edging the artificial turf will be about 30 feet from the stream, which is really pretty close. And the artificial turf is also about 20 feet from the eastern BVW at its closest point. And then the safety fence for the viewing area would be less than 10 feet from the BVW. It was a little hard to kind of parse out the disturbance in the riverfront, but what it comes down to is, ideally, we would like to see no more than 10% of alteration in the riverfront area.
that inner riparian or total?
Total riverfront, and they're actually proposing 35%. And that actually, what they're saying is that's they're calling it disturbance, but it actually doesn't include all the alteration because it didn't account for the rain garden, which is something Lucy reminded me. So they are hoping for a waiver for that. I just think that's something that we need to specifically discuss because that's a pretty big difference. We need some more details and we need some more plans. We need to see a detail for the biofiltration area. We don't have any planting sort of information for that at all, or how big it is.
Okay.
We need an erosion
You
control
want
plan.
more detail for the rain garden?
Well, and a detail for the,
And what?
a detail for the, like,
Yeah.
the actual design detail for the rain garden.
I would also suggest, if we're talking about alteration, to completely explore the DEP definition of alter and make sure that, because I'm saying the rain garden because that's the main thing I'm noticing, but it's more, I have it here in front of me, I can read it to you, but also you can look it up yourself and make sure anything that you're doing within the riverfront area that meets this definition is included on your square footage. 'Cause we will-
So what are you asking for a revision of something?
Yes, right now they're proposing, and their numbers that they're providing are showing this 50,000 plus square foot increase in impervious, and that is all they've included for their alteration, which is giving us that 35% number. But that doesn't include the rain garden, which is.
So it's 50% versus 35% alteration?
No, sorry, 50,000 square feet.
50,000 square feet.
Well, it was 54,115 is what they.
Yeah.
54,115. square feet of alteration.
But
No,
that,
no, they said it was disturbance, but we actually need, that's what she's saying, is that we
Yeah.
need numbers for alteration.
no, actually, that is the 54,115 is the impervious, if I'm correct.
And synthetic turf.
Yes, yeah.
So we did not include the grass area in the rain garden, which is, grass now will be restored to grass, but we did not include that in the calculation.
Yes, so
That's what
anything
you're
that, in that area that meets the definition of alter should be included in that calculation.
Well, it may be a little moot, just in that I don't know how they're going to get down anywhere close to 10%. But it's a pretty high number. We do need to see plans showing erosion controls. Is there any fencing? Is any fencing being proposed?
Yes,
that
the
clear?
fencing is adjacent to the synthetic turf. There's a curved nailer that's on the inside of the walkway, so the fencing is, it's along there, and same thing in here. fence
Oh,
station,
okay,
fence
well,
there.
I didn't really mean for balls. I just meant for people, like, to keep them out of, right now, there's a chain link fence keeping people out of the streams.
Yes,
Is that just remaining?
that's up to you. I mean, we're proposing to leave it as is, yes.
Okay. Let me see.
Yep, and you mentioned we were 10 feet from something with the turf.
What did I say?
With-
20 feet from the closest area on the
But,
turf and the
yeah,
What I wrote was that the safety fence for the viewing area, that's what I think it was shown as. It's down, I think I mean here.
Oh, okay, that's a
there
retaining
is
wall.
what it
There is retaining wall, and that is close, yes. Yes.
So that's, to clarify, that's grading almost directly into the resource area as we have defined it.
Yeah, it's around about, that's what I meant about 10 feet or so.
Yes, to install the retaining wall and level off that area for the first row of seating, that's the closest we get, and it's fairly close. We're very limited with our options, what we can do there, as much as I'd love to leave it alone. There would be otherwise there'd be a wall in front of the spectators, and it would defeat the purpose, so the wall has to go diagonal and lower that area.
I don't think I necessarily have, I understand that they're pretty limited in what they have to do. I'm just
I'll be right back.
pointing out that some things are closer.
Eileen, I'll be right back.
Okay. Do you want me to continue? I just have a question that I think you can answer while Larry's gone. Maybe this is a good one to answer. You had mentioned in the stormwater report that the TS removal is more than 90%, but you didn't really give like a clarification on that. Now, I know that the EPA treatment curves for a biofiltration area, that does meet 90%, but I was wondering where the rest was coming from. What curve are you using for the turf, for the bed in the turf? Is it like the gravel trench curve? Is that how you meet it? That how you're getting this 90% that I don't understand?
Look through the calculation here.
Well, it's possible that you might need to make a note of that.
Yeah, I'll take a look. I think it might be the deep sumps within our catch basins of the structures.
That won't mean 90%.
No, the rain garden is the primary driving force for the treatment, because we're going through the rain garden.
Yeah, but you just said the rain garden only captures 10 at the 10-year storm.
Overflow.
This might just be something that we need a clarification or.
I can provide clarification on that.
We need a checklist for the stormwater reports and a new WPA Form 3, because your numbers are different, so it'll just,
Sure, yep,
I think I already did say that to you guys in an email, so.
yes.
There are no attachments to the stormwater report. I suspect you probably missed them because you had probably provided attachment to us before, but since the design is different, we need, anything you say is attached, should be attached.
What, so do you know specifically what we're missing?
Let's see. Well, all of them. Where's this is the stormwater management report? Yes. It says there's attachments A through L.
Gotcha.
I don't think we had those. Do you remember seeing it?
So checklist for the stormwater will replace the figures. They did not change, but I can re-include those. The pre-development watershed's included in here. hydrograph is included. Let's see.
Some of them we did have, now that I'm looking at what the titles are.
We
Well,
have-
no, some of them we, so all that, a lot of that stuff,
It should be there.
there is an O&M, there was an O&M. Test pits, we don't have any test pit results. We did see, well, unless I overlooked them, which is possible, because we've had a lot of different submissions.
I assume you're talking test pits around the rain garden in particular?
Well, I don't know that they did any separate ones for the rain garden. They did test pits early on in the field, maybe March or something.
But the ones shown in the rain garden, those are from the Terracon geotechnical investigation. And that's included in,
Is that the one from spring?
yes, this is, let me see when this was dated. Not the ones we did, the determined fill.
Dated March 13th, 2025, and it's had number
We went
8.
through the stormwater report. Did you see the test pit results?
I can't remember off the top of my head, I was looking at the number.
There's a log, they have a test pit log in here.
That's exactly what I meant. That was there somewhere?
Yes.
So we're okay with test pit information?
If I could.
They're boring logs, B3
Sorry, what?
boring logs.
No, well, you actually did test pits.
I do have test pits, but I don't know that we actually logged the data. I think we were just
No, I
trying
think I
to,
just saw pictures for that. Okay.
we were
so
just
the
trying to
boring logs?
determine.
Okay, so that's going to give me the groundwater,
And
right?
it gives you groundwater elevations, it does.
All right, that's fine. Don't worry about that one then.
Sure.
Alternatives analysis, this wasn't updated since the spring. You didn't look at alternative materials. You just said the synthetic turf was selected as the most viable and cost-effective solution.
So the letter we sent for our alternative analysis, that was not satisfactory.
Why don't we just post that for now, because we're going to go back to it anyway, I think,
Okay.
okay?
Oh, well, I had gone on to a lot of them. Okay, that's,
That's it for now? Okay.
well, I think Lucy had, do you want to hear from Lucy too, or do you just want to?
Oh, let's hear from Lucy.
I know, I'm trying to figure out what you said and what hasn't been said.
Okay.
I think is it okay to continue talking about infill? Or did you want to pause before we dug into that?
Why don't you, we can go back to it. Why don't you just say what you want to say, and then
Gotcha.
there's a number of things to discuss.
Yeah,
I think.
no, there's plenty of things. I guess my biggest things are to continue saying that I would stress that it's incredibly important that the stormwater is treated, I would say beyond the 10-year storm. To mention a little bit of the digging that I did, beyond what we've researched about the 6 ppd quinone, there's also possibilities for zinc toxicity. Whoa.
Okay.
With surface waters, and that direct inflow would not bode well for that resource area. It's so close, it needs to be treated before it gets there, especially as it's running through all of these different plastics and chemicals and is being baked in the sun. And we can filter out for sediment, but we need to make sure that that's getting adequately treated before it goes anywhere else. I think that's my biggest thing, other than checking on those numbers. And we had talked a lot about, from what we've seen in other towns, water quality testing would be super necessary for this project, so I would make a note of that. That I think are my only, I've got a bunch of highlighted things, but I don't think any of this is great to bring up right now. Yeah.
So are you asking for something with those comments at this point? We're going to discuss things, and we will be asking.
I think I'm more so suggesting that they find a way to adequately treat stormwater up to ideally the 100-year storm, so that there's no direct flow without being treated, and to propose treatment of the stormwater, or sorry, not treatment, testing
Okay, we'll talk about that. All right, so why don't we, this project requires an alternative analysis. And the typical alternative analysis, you talked about the no-build alternative, I think.
I have that here, yep.
Yeah, you talked about off-site alternatives not being really viable. I think you said that. And then you talked about on-site alternatives. We got different layouts and so forth, and how you pulled further back from the wetlands. You did that. I think you did that. Okay, yeah. The one thing that I think that is sort of a gaping hole in the alternative analysis, among other things, Eileen, is the consideration of different types of materials, whether there's any advantage. In other words, in order to tell whether whether what you proposed has the least significant adverse effect, you have to have something that justifies using the Tire-Crum rubber. Now, I can tell you, when I looked at it, I mean, you're supposed to have a small comment on cost, the technology of it, and the logistics. On some of it, from what I remember looking at, is the logistics. Some of it doesn't last very long. That's a problem. Some of it has contaminant problems, and some of it may have cost advantage or cost disadvantage. But you really, I think, I wouldn't be at all surprised, Eileen, if DEP flagged it and says, where on the alternative diet have you considered alternative materials? I'm not suggesting that you can't justify what you have with an appropriate comparison table of some sort, but
We had completed that. I just can't recall if that was previously submitted or not, but we did do a cost analysis of the alternative infills.
I remember you saying that 6 months ago.
I can.
I do remember.
Provide that.
So you should add, I think,
They said the alternative infill with a pad would be $430,000 versus $107,000 for the SBR infill for synthetic turf. That's all we had, just the cost.
yeah, I mean, it requires you to talk about it requires you to talk about the feasibility of the technology for the application, the cost, and the logistics in light of the overall project purpose. Those are the three things. So when I say that, I kind of envision, frankly, a table, and I've seen them somewhere. And I remember seeing that a lot of these alternatives materials either don't last, would have to be replaced more quickly, and they have their own set of contaminants sometimes.
Sure.
So in order to be complete, I think you need that kind of a table that says we've addressed it. And we're justifying that. Do you agree?
I do. They have said that they have looked at alternatives, but I think that all happened before they came to us, and all we got was the summaries and the one-liner about the cost. I think that what he wants
We can
is
get that
what you
detailed
guys previously
information.
discussed.
Sure.
Okay.
Appreciate if it was thorough and its environmental impact. Like, if that was included in the trouble analysis, but I don't know how.
I mean, you even say here in one of your letters, off-site alternatives were not considered practical because the athletic facilities must remain adjacent to the existing school and infrastructure. I assume you said that in the alternatives analysis. I don't know.
Alternatives are assessed based on ability to meet the project purpose while
Geotech.
avoiding or minimizing impact. Off-site locations were not considered practical because of the athletic facilities must,
Right.
yes, that's in there.
Okay, all right. So that was my comment on the alternative analysis. Does anyone else, I don't know if you had a chance to look at it, anyone else have a comment at all?
I just one
Yeah.
is there any data available for like the synthetic turf you are proposing? If the rain falls with some sort of intensity and goes through the synthetic turf, what happens? Is there any toxicity coming out, toxic water, or is there any data available?
Well, as I had mentioned previously, that EPA had conducted a large study where they didn't.
You can continue.
Go ahead.
Noting that the entirety of that report was intended to explore the toxicology for human health. The extent of the multi-hundred, I think 200-plus page report, which you had cited the older version, I pulled up the newer version, and even that one, it's 6 pages out of 200-plus that address the environmental impact. And even in that, there's a pretty good consensus that, and this is all of their citations were, the newest one was from 2015, so this is all old science. But their citations are pretty in agreement about zinc toxicity in surface waters. There's debate amongst them about other problems and other contaminants, but zinc toxicity seems to be pretty prevalent, and that doesn't even go into talking about the 6-ppg-quinone, which has been a more recently discussed contaminant that would not have appeared in any scientific article at this time.
Yeah, like, I am not a toxicologist. I only know what I read. I know that it's not disallowed to use synthetic turf. I know there's no regulation from the federal government. Of course, there are studies and the data you have and different levels of care, I think, or different levels of concern. I can only go by what's allowed and what's not allowed as far as,
This is not the data that I have. This is the data that was provided in your citation from your Crum River report. So this is the data that we have. And I would also point to and remind the commission about the interests of the act, which do allow us to consider.
it's entirely up to you. Huh?
The reason we are concerned, this project is very close to riverfront,
Sure.
and it falls under the Riverfront Protection Act. That's the only reason,
Yeah.
If it is not in riverfront, of course, there is no problem to use, people are using synthetic turf. But I'm just asking, like, is there anything available? Did this turf company did any testing that, hey, this is safe, even though the water falls with some pressure, just like some intensity, the rain falls,
Yeah,
what comes out of that? Because these things is going down, the water,
sure.
And safe to the environment and to the organisms.
All right. We need to move on, but I would just add that the whole idea, or the way the alternative analysis should wrap up, the last paragraph, after you present everything, I mean, what you said was that it balances the needs of the school with the environmental protection and so forth. The actual purpose, the chosen proposal, is supposed to be the least environmentally damaging practical alternative. That's what you're supposed to be concluding. Okay, and you don't really say that in other words, it doesn't lead up. You're supposed to say the least environmentally damaging practicable alternative, and you're supposed to then say that, given the above, you've demonstrated how the selected alternative minimizes work in the riverfront area, avoids impact to the wetlands, and incorporates mitigation measures, which you have talked about, to ensure no significant adverse impact. So that's the whole purpose of it. You're supposed to take everything you say and conclude that. You didn't really do that in the summary. It's just not wrapped up the way it should be. Okay, so that's easily fixed. If you fix up the alternative analysis, you should come up with a supporting paragraph that says it. Okay. All right. that's the alternative analysis. Let's talk about the rain garden itself. The rain garden do you know from the test pit data that there is 24 inches below the bottom of the rain garden to the estimated seasonally high groundwater?
Yes, we kept more than 2 feet. And we have that in the boring logs of Terracon. And I believe I addressed that in
Okay,
my narrative.
all right, it's in there?
Yes.
All right, so could you check that it's in there? No, not now, but I mean, just make a note.
I have it right here.
Okay, that's, if it's in there, it's fine.
Yes, it's in there.
Okay, the approach to dealing with the contaminants, particularly that 6 DDP, I think that's what it's called, quinone, is to have organic material at the bottom of the rain garden, because that, you probably know this from reading it, it's hydrophobic, it doesn't like water, and if there's organic carbonaceous material as a component of the media at the bottom of the rain garden, then it will adhere to that. And so then it essentially takes it out of the water because it acts like an absorber. So you need, I don't know, Eileen, do we have a spec for rain gardens at all anywhere? But
The state has, DEP has a detail with this.
yeah, well, you can have a range of organic material. So I think the spec that goes out to the contractor has to say something to the effect like 20 to 30% organic. Okay? Obviously, so I think
Do you mean in the soil?
in the media under the rain garden, okay? So we should require that the spec has 20 to 30%. When you do that, you're balancing, if you go too high, then it slows the infiltration and the rain garden doesn't drain. Okay, so you don't want to do that. So apparently the sweet spot for that is somewhere around 20 to maybe up to 30%, somewhere in that range for organic material. Does anyone want to talk more about the rain garden at all?
No, because he said that DEP has a spec on rain garden, so as long as he complies with that, you know.
Exactly.
so-
But there's a range of materials that you can put in there, so you need the organic material for it to actually absorb that contaminant.
And you are thinking it's going to be a planted rain garden? right?
Yes.
Okay.
So for the rain garden, what do we need for information on the rain garden?
Details, planting plan, and a soil spec.
Okay.
Right.
So you need a cut detail, I guess.
Well, I was wondering too, with the rain garden, is like during recess, I believe there's about 60 kids on the field at a time. So I was wondering if possibly something with the design that's related to, you know, maybe like rain gardens in a park or something, or that, you know, if there's that number of children, like, yeah.
Well, not having had anything from the Board of Health, Rob,
Yeah.
what I can tell you is they have to specify the media and make sure the soil underneath is suitable, so you get like 1 inch per hour or more, something like that, infiltration. So they have to design it for 1 inch per hour, or greater than 1 inch per hour, maybe 2 inches, but normally it's at least 1.
That would be significant.
The Board of Health would have an issue if you have standing water there longer than 1-2 days.
Oh, yeah, the soil medium that goes in there is designed to infiltrate promptly.
Right.
Yeah, you're worried about standing water and kids getting into it?
Yeah, more like I could just, if there's, I mean, if it's, I mean, it'd be really nice, like, I think Overlook Park, you know, we have, they added a rain garden to that, and, you know, I think it's a very nice addition, but just if it's, you know, it's somewhat exposed and just, you know, to have some kind of, I don't know if there's like, you know, small, like a sign or fencing or something in the design to also ensure that kids don't end up in the rain garden or something, if there's water, if there happens to be.
So are you sure that the rate where the rain garden is going to be will infiltrate?
What's that?
The existing soil further beneath the rain garden, it will infiltrate, correct?
It will, but we're also going to bring in 4 feet or however many feet of clean new medium. We're going to have sand with a pipe in it.
Got it.
And then we're going to have the organic medium above
Okay,
that.
that's good. Let's talk about the outstanding resource water, Eileen. Is that stream designated an outstanding resource, water resource?
Yes, it is.
Or
I think they addressed that somewhat.
have they?
But, well, yes, but I know we all have concerns, so you're right, let's talk about it.
Okay. Well, it's supposed to have the highest degree of protection, if that's the designation. Okay, so the performance standard is strict protection, stormwater management, using best management practices, So, and use things like LID. So I think you're doing that. I think that looks good.
Thank you.
But from an artificial turf field, there is contaminant concerns. There is PFAS that is sometimes in the grass and Lucy's shaking her head, the grass and the backing. Do you anticipate your spec will go for PFAS-free materials?
Yes, they no longer, most of the top vendors no longer produce it with added PFAS. They can provide a documentation that they do not use any PFAS in their manufacturing, but they cannot prove that when it gets rolled out on the site that they will not have any PFAS in it, because it's in the air, it's in the soil, it's in the ambient, it's in the transport. So they can guarantee they make it without PFAS coming out of the factory, but they can't guarantee how it gets here.
Okay, so that will be in your spec.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Can I just, do
Yes.
you mind if I interrupt, just to say that?
No, please-
I don't
please
think-
do.
I'm sorry, we received a letter yesterday, only yesterday evening, from the Ipswich River Watershed Association about the proposal, and it's on our website, but I omitted.
You did share it with us.
Oh,
I
I did
did
share
see
it
it.
with
You
you.
did share it,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, I was afraid I hadn't, that's okay. I just put a big asterisk here to send them the letter. So she did have some concerns, which I just wanted to make sure you're aware of that, because that's exactly what Larry's talking about right now. Okay, continue, Larry, I'm sorry, I just forgot that I had given it to them.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure where to go next. Did you have any other things you wanted to talk about?
Well, we were mentioning, rain garden, which we kind of addressed. We need the riverfront area, just numbers. Alternative analysis, we talked about. Operation and maintenance, perhaps?
Yes, okay. The operation and maintenance plan, let's talk about that for a moment. All right. Here it is. Okay, did you have comments on this, Eileen?
I have a couple of things, one of which is a quick question that I'm sure you can answer easily. It's mentioned that it would sweep/sanitizer monthly. What does sanitize mean in this context?
This is for the turf.
Yeah.
They can treat it for bacteria.
Oh, I think you mentioned that before. It gets sprayed or something?
Yeah.
Sorry about that. I forgot. Then no stormwater testing is mentioned within the O&M. So I think we talked about how that needs to be incorporated in some fashion, like end of pipe, beginning of pipe.
What are you saying?
stormwater testing, just to see what is going out of it. I think we need to maybe at least talk about it. And we have seen in other project designs that they use basin filter baskets. That's sort of capturing some of the material, like the broken down material from the infill, and then you can inspect those baskets and empty them if need be, and that stops some of the stuff from going into the pipe. So I just wondered if you could look into that too.
Those, to my knowledge, are available with the running tracks. They have a collector trench drain, and they have a basket inside, so as the runoff from the track and the turf goes, it's captured into the trench drain, which has baskets every so often. I think they're roughly, I want to say $175 a foot, and they're typically just used with tracks.
So are you saying that it's not appropriate for adaptation here?
I think it's going to promote more crumb rubber going into the system than without it. So the baskets are placed because you have to have a trench drain to collect the runoff from the track between the interface of the turf. And then so the crumb rubber can then get into that trench drain, and the basket's designed to catch that crumb rubber before it gets into the drainage. So if we introduce the trench, we're introducing a way for it to get in there and pass the basket. Yeah.
Are you currently anticipating to grade the walkways in any way?
Well, yeah, based on our last discussion, they're all going to be pitched to the turf.
Perfect, that was my question.
Now, if you look at what other towns have done, other towns have had required monitoring to prove that the system works as designed.
Is there a particular town, can we get their data of what they test for, what kind of material they have? I'd be happy to kind of coordinate that with them and see what they're doing.
Arlington has required that, and they are in fact waiting just about right now for a report on one of the first reports. So if I get that, I will pass that on to you, what that looks like.
And it's for
That's
crumb rubber field? Or-
Yes, it is.
or-
Well, it's an artificial turf field, and now that you've asked if it's from rubber, I'm not 100% sure what the infill is, but I think so.
Okay.
I think I made some notes on my phone. Hang on a minute on this. Let's see. I did. All right, so usually you would do the upstream background monitoring. You take a sample, the discharge point sample, and the downstream sample. And you would, I guess you'd have to decide what rain frequency you would do it on for a monitoring program. And typical things would be given that are typical for artificial turf fields is total suspended solids, pH, temperature, turbidity, oil and grease. And then there's metals are known to be present in recycled rubber. Semi-volatiles have been identified in artificial turf. The PFAS and the 6-PDD quinone. And typically, a sampling plan would have someone who's familiar with how to do it would have a couple paragraphs on methodology and laboratory analysis. That would, I think you don't need all that for, I think we could require that to be done, that type of stuff, but and then there's record keeping, and then usually it's a decreasing frequency when you do sampling. You do it to prove that it's working correctly, and then if the results are fine, you decrease the frequency as time goes on. You just don't keep spending money. So we probably can locate some towns that have done it. The Fenn School in Concord I came up with, I don't have that, I'm not sure. They were required to do a monitoring program. We might be able to get it from them.
Okay, well, I don't know what their mantra was. I do know that Arlington did, because I'm looking at their amended order of conditions right now that has a lot of requirements in there. I forwarded it to you earlier.
Oh, did you? Yeah, I didn't have a chance to look at it.
Okay. It's pretty, they're very, very strict. It's very detailed.
Okay,
Did
well,
they use crumb rubber?
Yeah.
all right. So are we satisfied that the stormwater standards are being adhered to, other than the volume issue we talked about?
Yeah, they need to check the volume issue. I need a clarification on the, I think that's standard 4, the TSS.
The what?
TSS removal.
TSS removal.
Oh, TSS removal, yeah.
I just need a little background on the assertion about the 90%.
Background on what?
They said that they're going to meet 90% TSS removal, but they didn't have any proof of that. So it's just, I just need to see where the numbers came from.
Treatment train.
Yeah, treatment train, perfect, yeah.
Okay, so how about the rest of the commission? Anything else that occurs to you at this point? All right, so all right, should we go down the list, I guess? And there's so many moving pieces here that it's hard to keep track of.
I guess, in my mind, there are two hurdles that would really, everything else is doable and addressable, but I think the riverfront protection, whether that is possible to be waived, and the crumb rubber are really the two factors that we can't change, right? I can't change crumb rubber to your opinion or whatever it might be, and I can't change the riverfront bylaw. So if we know that those two hurdles or how things stand with those, then we can work with everything else. If those are non-negotiable items, then there really is no point in doing a planting plan or getting even deeper into a rain garden and so on.
Do you have a comment in response at this point?
That's really up to the commission. We've asked for clarification on the total alteration. It is going to be upwards of 35%. Maybe the commission would be okay with that, but one thing we don't have from you is any sort of a planting plan. Ideally, what the Wetlands Protection Act and the bylaw says that ideally that first 100 feet should be untouched. You can't do that. That's really impossible in this project, but you haven't provided us some sort of restoration or mitigation plan, like some plantings to go around there. That would be a good faith sort of effort that the commission can actually say, okay, well, they're doing this, but at least, they've got the rain garden, they've got some number of trees and shrubs and something else. I'm not sure what.
And
That's it. And as for the crumb rubber, I don't know that you can change it.
yeah, I
You
don't.
had asked about alternatives, so I don't know. do you have more to add, though? Because I don't want to speak for you, I'm just pointing out that those are a bit more detail about the hurdles.
Arlington has crumb rubber and they are doing monitoring, if I heard you correctly.
Yes.
So they should be able to be a data point. What kind of results are they seeing back from the monitoring? Is it okay?
Yeah, and I know that, I'm pretty sure one of the first reports was due back around now.
We have that answer though.
Right. It's a lot further from, the resource areas. Most other artificial turf projects that we have come across, as far as I know, have been significantly further away from the resource areas. This does make this one pretty unique. You're literally, what?
What was that one that was appealed?
One of them was appealed that was 187 feet away.
But if it's de minimis, it's still okay. Just saying.
So-
I mean, if the quantity of the bad chemical is extremely low, then even though it's very close, we're still good.
As long as they're showing that this stuff can be captured, that's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. I think one of Arsen's questions was, is the riverfront area impact a hurdle that they can jump over? I think he's also asking, are you willing to waive something? Does it come down to what I said about at least giving a good faith offer for some sort of mitigation?
Well, is there enough mitigation in this project to compensate for, so we can conclude no significant adverse impact?
Well, they're not providing any. There's no plantings.
Well, they will, in the rain garden. And is there a corridor of undisturbed vegetation?
They are also going to be fair, they're also allowing they're proposing to allow the existing wetland, which is in use right now, to be restored. That's true, they're doing that.
The swales on the side will become vegetated and not be used as well. So that's that corridor between the 20-foot no disturb and about 30-foot no disturb on the side of the field as well.
Which are the swales, where are we talking about?
Right here.
On this side.
So essentially, this corridor here and this will riverfront that's not
So if I
being used or
understand,
maintained or, being mowed and so on. But happy to put plants in there if that's.
I'm grappling with our rationale here. You are disturbing a higher percentage than is typically allowed.
Yes.
Okay. But your proposal also proposes to restore some stuff. Is that correct?
Yes, we're allowing wetlands to come back, which is currently disturbed.
naturally vegetate, right? Mm-hmm. And you're going to have an undisturbed corridor along that will be undisturbed, and right now it's being mowed, right?
Mowed and activities are being played on it and
So it's being restored,
Yes.
and it's going to be let to naturally vegetate so it can function a little bit more like a riverfront area.
Yes. But we're also going to calculate it as a disturbance while they change it or fix it, I guess, potentially.
I'm sorry,
Alteration.
We were asking to.
for an alteration?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying to the commission is there's some compensating factors here. Okay, they're disturbing a high percentage of riverfront area beyond what's allowed. So, and this riverfront it's not a Wetlands Protection Act riverfront, is it?
No.
It's bylaw. So that gives us more flexibility, right?
Yes.
So we have more flexibility. So the question I'm posing to the commissioners here, if we get a sufficient restoration plan for that area, and they're vegetating the rain garden, and maybe look for any other areas that need to be revegetated that you could claim credit for. Maybe there's other areas around them.
Can I suggest that they actually add a few plants into the area that's currently wetland that's actually just mowed grass right now? You could put some plantings in there just to start to establish that. They don't have to be full, unless you want to. They don't necessarily have to be trees, but they could be maybe at least some wetland shrubs.
I would
What-
love to do that, but I'd be concerned with the state saying no work within the wetland. And
Well, you can
can we go
plant.
right next to it on
That would, no,
edge?
no, we can allow something like that for restoration,
Okay,
wouldn't you
we
think?
can, then that's great.
Because it's
Absolutely.
existing grass, it's not like, it's not pristine right now, but it is wetland. This would improve it.
So, I mean,
Okay.
what I'm envisioning is a final discussion on this that says, we're altering more than's being allowed. Okay? On the left side of the ledger. On the right side of the left ledger, we have areas that are being mowed, so much area is being mowed, and we're going to let it restore. We're going to plant so much. You need to give us the ammunition so that we can do a waiver and not be questioned.
Understood.
And I think it might be possible. Well, how do you feel, Ed?
Which is exactly what you're saying, yeah. They're already vegetated, even if it's grass. You're just adding something to it.
Well, the thing is, the riverfront area can function for its intended value if it's not mowed, revegetated, naturally kept. And compared to having what we have now, which is sort of right up to the bank with, for the most part, not too much of a natural vegetation, that would be a plus.
I think, to be fair, we should just clarify what I said. I don't want to speak for you. When I said that they could plant in the wetland, under the circumstances, is that fair to say? Because they're trying to enhance what's there. It's a very disturbed wetland right now.
Right. I understood that's what you, I understood that's what you were saying.
Right, but I wasn't speaking out of turn, right?
Well, I'm going to go to Sarah and get her opinion now. I'm going to stick you with the spotlights on you.
I feel like there is a path to success here. I think it's, there's going to be a lot of back and forth, but I think there's enough good things you can do to offset the questionable things. I would like to see monitoring. I'd like to know, the results of the Arlington monitoring, to show that the PD, whatever, is low enough that we don't really have to worry about that, even in an overflow situation. So I'm optimistic this project is going to be a success. It's going to be a lot of back and forth. That's my general feeling.
Thank you.
Thank you for that, yeah.
How about
Understandable.
Indra? What do you think?
I think, yes, there's a path of success. The maintenance is one of the most important thing here. And as Larry mentioned, whatever you have and what good things you are providing, and based on that, we can judge. And
I mean, essentially, what we're saying is you'll give us the justification for waiving
right.
the amount of disturbance.
Yeah.
And we have that flexibility under this bylaw. Under the state, we wouldn't have that flexibility, Eileen?
That would be a lot trickier, because then DEP could definitely override that, but they would not, they don't really have the ammunition to override what we say, what occurs under the bylaw.
Right. Okay. Okay, Rob?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's, they're wetlands, but they're wetlands in terms of like the soil table.
Exactly right.
Any type of improvement.
Right, this would be an enhancement to make it not just soils, but actual plants. Right.
All right, so why don't we go down the list and just see if we have a common list? Do you want to do that?
List.
Okay. I took notes of what people were saying.
Quite a few notes.
Number one,
Let me start a new page.
stormwater analysis on the pre-construction volume.
Probably have the notes, you might just want to make sure you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's
whatever.
Yeah, I mean, nothing I'm going to say is new.
Volume calc.
So the volume calculation, if anything can be done on that, you said you'd look at it. I guess we need a response on the 35% alteration exceeding the 10%, and we should say that you should write to us in a response that basically says, I can't do anything because of the following. It's a big field. All right. We need the detail of the rain garden, the plantings. We needed plans showing the erosion controls, which we would ask for in any project.
Absolutely. I just had to update it based on these changes.
Yeah. The proposal to leave the fencing in place. Eileen, on the fencing in back,
Yep.
the old rusted, dilapidated, very old fencing. Do we leave that in place, or do we,
Well,
I mean-
I don't mind if it's the old fencing. I just, my main question about the fencing was, how are you going to keep people from the stream and the wetland? You don't want them falling in, you don't want them, so either leave the fence there or put up a new fence. I was just asking what the
Oh, okay.
situation is with the fencing.
either way, you can do work to do that. I mean, it's already in there, so if you want to put up a new fence to keep the balls from going in the stream.
Sorry, what?
Let me ask you, if you were going to pull up the old fence
Yeah.
and the chain link goes down to the ground, does that defeat the purpose of the upland, the 15 feet of undisturbed corridor acting?
Does it defeat the, it would be better, if a new fence was going in, it would be better if there was a gap at the bottom. Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Sorry. That, yeah.
You'd have a gap in the bottom if there's a new fence going in, so all the animals can use that area. What, a 6-inch gap?
We're not necessarily asking, I'm not asking for that. It was a clarification.
Right, if
On
you
the
decide to replace it.
Can we go, if we do, can we go 4 inches so a kid doesn't get stuck under it at 6? I think 6 is a little
Kid doesn't get
dangerous.
stuck.
Yeah, I think 6,
It's
How
also-
small-
typical
how small
head
are
hazard
these-
is like
how small
4
are these middle
inches.
schools?
I don't know, I'd be nervous specifying 6.
Do you get a lot of small kids there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Siblings and,
Not from the middle school perspective, but because of the fields,
Yeah,
we end up having youth sports there. So yes,
U6.
I guess.
All right.
and siblings.
Do we need any more information on test pits? It seemed that was resolved.
Yeah, I think I got a clarification on that. The information I probably want is in the borings,
yes.
right?
Correct.
So, yeah, we're good.
And I've put them up on the plan with the groundwater elevation and the test pit, and you can confirm that with the,
So, all right on there?
it's on there, and you
It's a
can
very
confirm
busy
it with,
plan.
there's
I
a lot
was-
going on.
I may have missed some things.
No
Well, on
problem.
the
And you can
other-
confirm it with the borings.
On the alternative analysis, the two things that I heard were a comparison of the fill materials and a summary paragraph that concludes what it's supposed to conclude. Now, the treatment of a 100-year storm, I have that. Lucy, was that you?
It's probably me.
Yeah, so, sorry.
What do we, what is the,
I believe the DEP regulation is that typically the rain garden treat the 10%, up to the 10% storm, and then there's an overflow. I think Lucy would like us to revise that to see if we can do full 100% retention and treatment. And I think that may help with the volume, but I have to see how much space we have available and can we expand that area, and maybe we're going to use that swale that's on the side here that we're going to restore in the riverfront, maybe restore that with some additional storage.
Oh, yeah.
And
Well,
kind
the
of
thing
tie that
is-
into it.
two facets here. One is you would like to expand the rain garden because that would be a plus for us granting the waiver. On the other hand, you want to make sure that if say, the 20-year storm is all you can do, as big as you can do, when you get the 100-year storm, you don't want all the stuff in the bottom to rush out, so the design has to accommodate the way of retaining the solids, whether it's with sort of a check dam in the middle or something, so it, just the water overflows and not the solids being churned up, or,
So the water that should come out from under the turf should be clear and look like drinking water that goes into that rain garden. I don't know the toxicology that will be in it, but it will look like clear drinking water when it goes out there.
Right. I do like the idea of expanding into the swales, though, because we do know that, soil is very good at, soil and plants are very good at taking up things that aren't like just total suspended solids. They're good at taking up chemicals and, phosphorus. And also, we have read just recently, possibly 6 ppd quinone, that things like biofiltration areas are actually quite good at that.
Great.
So we actually very much liked your addition of the rain garden.
Great, so we
may
can
not have
potentially
seemed that way.
expand that, and that helps us with the riverfront mitigation,
Right,
presumably.
Yes, it does. It does.
Okay, so that's 2 birds, hopefully.
2 birds, exactly.
All right, so, something about stormwater standard 4?
I think he knows, so.
Yeah, the treatment train.
That might just-
Right, a TSS treatment train, it's an Excel sheet I can provide.
And then a sampling plan. Okay, where you're going to look around for a sampling plan? I mean, a number of towns have, I mean,
I love the idea of if we can get Arlington, we can see what their data is showing. That, I think, hopefully would relieve a lot of the concerns, and then we can model it if we have to. If it's needed, we can model it after that.
normally what you do with something like that is, as installed, the question is, does it work correctly? Is it putting fine particles out and stuff? So you need a round of testing to demonstrate that of some sort.
And you have to get a baseline, what's coming off the soils, what's on the grass, what has been used over the years.
Yeah.
There's some,
Well, normally, on the stream, the concern is what's going to happen in the stream. Is what's approaching the discharge, what the discharge consists of, and what it has afterwards. So,
yeah, I think my biggest concern, like I said, would be having a clear understanding of what's happening now, and then modeling what will happen after the fact.
so that's the list I had. Anything else, anyone?
We had given a couple of things right at the beginning about the updated WPA form and the
Yep.
stormwater checklist.
Yep.
Let's check this.
I know you have them all. I was just reiterating.
Yeah, I'm just rewriting them in one spot.
And an erosion control plan?
Yep, I have that in here. Yep.
So the commission can correct me if I'm wrong, but what I think you heard today is that this project could be doable with, it's a pretty big waiver. Normally, we don't do something like that, but if you give us enough reasons why there's mitigation for the project, I think I heard the commission say that we could move forward. Is that what I heard?
Yeah.
All right. Eileen, do you have anything? Or Lucy, do you have anything more to add?
No.
To be continued.
Be continued. All right. I almost feel bad that this project is so complicated because of the regulatory requirements. We don't often have something like this that comes up like this, that it's from a regulatory point of view, it is actually quite complicated, in my opinion. So, next meeting, could I have a motion to continue this hearing for, does it have a DEP number?
Yes, 713?
DEP file
713.
112.
13?
713.
713.
What's the first two numbers?
122.
What?
122.
122, 713?
I thought it was just my accent.
I don't know, I can't remember, I don't have it.
Okay.
Oh, here it is, 122-713, it's right in front of me. Okay. All right, could I have a motion to continue the hearing till December 11th?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? 500.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much for your input, your cooperation and so forth. And I think after that, by the time we get to the next meeting, we should be a lot closer. All right, thank you again. All right. Next thing is violations and enforcement. 2 Vandergraaf.
Oh, this must be Nicole. Hello.
Hello.
Here's some photos. I don't know if anyone would like a copy.
I think we also forwarded, hopefully forwarded them on, which is good. Thank you very much.
All right, so why don't you introduce yourself? And then I can thank you for waiting so patiently for this.
Oh, no, interesting project. Nicole Ferrara from LEC Environmental, representing RJ Kelly, and I believe Doug Malone is in the audience online as well.
I am here, yes.
Great.
Hello.
Great.
Hi there.
Yeah, just here to give the commission an update since the last hearing for the wetland and buffer zone restoration activities that occurred on the site in response to the vegetation removal that was done a few months ago. So just as an update, LEC, we visited the site in October. We flagged the invasive species that were in the wetland and the buffer zone and met with the landscape contractor to have those hand removed. As well as discussing, clearing that blocked culvert. There were some logs that were situated right on it, so removing those by hand as well. And then I returned on the next day, actually, October 21st, and observed that all the invasives were removed, and then again met with the landscape contractor to stage and position those plants that are listed on the planting plan. Those were installed, they got a deep watering, and over that weekend got a really good rain event as well. I went back yesterday to check up on everything. It looks great. There was 2 plants that had a little bit of stress, but they're expected to rebound. Just waiting on confirmation that the seed mix was installed, and once we have that, we'll send that confirmation along and hopefully wrap up this enforcement matter.
Okay, Eileen, questions?
I went along there this morning on my way in just to take a look as well, and it is looking pretty good. The plantings are in, as Nicole said. There were a few things that were already chewed. So that's
Was it
expected.
something aided, or is there environmental stress too?
It looked like some of the plants actually came, they looked like they were dormant, so they were almost cut, but there was some evidence of some animal nibbling.
Oh, was that what I saw? Was it just, there was a couple of ones that looked like something rushy? Wasn't sure
Yeah,
exactly
they were
what it
almost
was.
like cut, and
Yeah.
it looked odd. Those were installed like that. Yeah, they were just the dormant varieties, I was told.
I didn't notice if the seed mix was down, so I'm going to say maybe not, because I surely would have noticed.
Yeah, gonna get confirmation on that for sure.
And I didn't count the number of shrubs and trees, but there was a good number there. So I would suggest, if the commission is okay with it, once we get confirmation that the seed mix is down, well, actually, we should discuss this. Should I write a letter lifting the enforcement, or do you want to wait until, say, spring to see how everything's doing?
I assume if there was,
It's not going to grow over winter.
right. On the other hand, I assume if it died off, you'd replant, right? If things died off?
If that was a requirement by you guys, I think that these plantings were to replace what was pulled out originally. And then that would be kind of the end of the monitoring period.
I mean, I think as long as we have an understanding that they're to maintain it, which I suspect they do agree.
I'll say, everything we planted, we have, a warranty from the contractor and the nurseries. I mean, if something goes wrong in a year, we're putting in a new one. No questions asked.
I thought you would say that.
So, Doug and Nicole, can I ask, though, remember part of this whole issue came with a complicated, this isn't actually their property, they accidentally went onto the other property.
Yes.
and removed it. So is that going to be an issue?
That was going to be my next point that I was going to say. This portion of it, fixing what we did wrong. Now we own that 100%. Going forward, it's not our property. So maintaining it and that it's not something that we can necessarily do because it's not ours to maintain. The neighbor that does own it and maintains it and has for the past over many years since that initial construction and creation of the relocation area was made. They would be responsible going forward.
Sure. Who's the owner?
However, you did say you have a warranty on those plants, right?
Correct, yes.
The
Yep.
the Hyatt Hotel, the Hyatt.
Yes,
they own
correct.
it. So I guess that my suggestion would be that we just wait till spring, until, say, May, and just make sure it's all looking pretty good. I mean, some things are going to die, it's just going to happen. But if it looks pretty good, then I would say, we'll write the letter to say, you're all good, and then it's left to Hyatt and to nature.
Does that sound good to you folks?
Does that sound reasonable to you, Nicole, as the wetland scientist in charge?
I think that's reasonable. Doug agrees as well.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Okay.
All right, that sounds great. I think we have a plan to get through the winter.
Great. Thank you, everyone.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Have a good evening.
Sorry to make you wait so
No,
long.
no worries.
Oh, do you,
It was an interesting discussion, actually.
okay,
Yes.
just before you
Thank you.
go, we should probably, this was an enforcement order, so do you need to vote on anything just
I don't-
to
I don't
say
think-
that?
I don't think we need to vote on anything.
Oh, well, that's fine, then, we're, about the whole, that we're just,
Essentially, we'll lift the enforcement order in May if it looks
Return
like
it
it's
to May.
doing pretty
Okay,
much
that's
okay.
fine.
All right.
all right, okay.
All right,
Very good.
hey, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next is 171 Cambridge Street. Is there somebody here for that?
I'm going to say I doubt it. Let me give you the update. I'm going to have to put that on the calendar, or we might forget. So this was a situation where we were in, I issued an enforcement order back in maybe, I can't remember the first one, let's just say July of 2024. And the property owner at 171 Cambridge Street had taken over the property, and he had installed a lot of stones and a fence, and his idea was to try to deal with some drainage issue, because that parking lot does get a pretty big puddle on it. The trouble was, where he put the stones, we know that there's wetland in or nearby. So there was a bit of to and fro with him. Maureen Harold was actually involved with that one again. She took a look and said, yes, there's 100% wetland on site. He did not want to, he did not want to create a plan showing exactly where the wetland was. He did not want to have the wetland fully delineated, so he agreed to move the stones. That was the either or, but he hadn't done so. Despite repeated reminders by me, he just did not do it. And then about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I told him that you can issue fines, and if you were to issue a fine, it would be up to 140,000 by now. So I think that was enough to get him to.
Is that what you said to him?
Yeah, basically. Well, it was 400 and something days, if you chose to impose the whole fine. I didn't say you would, I said if you chose to, it would be 140,000. So that probably put the fear of God into him, and he moved the stones. So I didn't check to see whether they were gone, but I did see the piles in his pictures, and I just hadn't gotten to it because I was away for a few days. So assuming one of us goes and checks that they're gone, I would suggest we do with this.
Yeah, and will that end the matter if the stones are gone and have been moved?
And if not, then we come back to 140,000.
Did you actually say that number?
It was something a little bit larger, I think. It was some
It's
crazy number.
$300 per day
It was
for
like
each day that the
400
violation is in place. That is what you are
470
entitled to
days.
do.
Right.
It's more than that now, because it's been another 3 or 4 weeks.
That dwarfs any fine we have ever issued. We have issued some big fines, and I thought they were big, but not 140,000.
Well, the stones are gone now, which is the good thing. So
I mean,
I'm just suggesting,
we could end up owning the property for that amount.
It was 470 days as of
Okay, I
October
get it.
23rd. It would be a lot more now.
More than 120,000.
Okay, well, let's move on.
So,
We'll move along. You'll go check it and then get back to us.
right, all right, do you want me to get back to you in December, or do you want to just say, assuming they're gone, Lucy or I will write a letter saying, right, we're lifting the enforcement
You
order.
want a motion for that, then?
Well, if you're okay with that, but
Yeah.
if you prefer me to come back and
All right.
decide, that's fine.
Why don't we try it? Could I have a motion to indicate that our staff will inspect the site at 171 Cambridge Street?
Yep.
And if the filling of the wetlands has been resolved, they will write a letter lifting the enforcement order. How's that sound? Is there a motion? Second? Second. All in favor? Okay, 500. Next, 154 Mill Street. Finally, this gentleman has been waiting all night.
That's okay. I want you guys an apology for everything I had done on that address. We have. Are
you the owner?
Mr. Sean. No, Mr. Sean is watching right there. He's the owner.
And
I am.
And you are?
I'm renting. My name is Ronnie.
Ronnie.
Yes.
Ronnie what?
Cotta.
And
C-O-T-T-A.
And are you with somebody or a friend?
I'm alone here. What do you mean? I live with my family.
Okay, so you're helping.
No, I rent the house. I live there with my family.
Oh.
Mr. Sean is the owner.
Oh, and he's the owner and you're the renter.
Right.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
All right.
First of all, I want to apologize to Elaine and everyone of you here. When I got to that property, psych, I just want to tell a little bit of my story. I grew up on a farm, love nature, love taking care of plants and everything. So when I got to that property, I tried cleaning everything, tried to organize everything, making sure everything is all nice and clean. And one thing I first did when I moved in was trying to build a little pond right beside the river. And it was a mistake. I didn't know. It's like what I was not supposed to do. So I apologize. I filled out the area. And then after that, it's like I tried to make a little beach area for my little kids right on the side of the river side as well. Ellen called my attention. I removed the sand. And it was all done with good idea of...
good intentions.
Good intentions. Right. Nothing to disturb. I just thought that everything was natural. And this time, I wanted to build a shed, movable shed, for my daughter, just for her to play inside and have some time as a kid. I built the shed on the side of the street. The inspector came to me and said, hey, you can't build a shed on that side of the street because you're not 15 feet from the street. I said, yes, I measured compared to my neighbor, I'm 15 feet. But then he said, no, you have the walkway, so you have to stand behind the walkway for 15 feet.
Well, you have no luck, do you?
So I couldn't leave the shed there. So I finished what I had to do, obey his order, and I looked through my yard and I didn't find any other spot that could sit well because of the sprinklers, because of the grass. So I found that spot nice and clean, but there was a tree there that was all dry, branches falling on ground every single week, every wind, every storm, the branch was falling in. The tree was halfway dead, so I ended up cutting that tree to put the shed right through. So the shed is sitting on top of pressure treaters. I didn't do anything on the ground to sit the shed. So that shed is completely movable. I can come with the trailer, move it out of there and get away with it. And then because some water gets on that corner, I put a platform, like a pressure treated platform that's just sitting in there as well. Nothing permanent building.
Sure.
So I apologize for breaking the rules. I didn't ask for permission, but like I said, I didn't build the shed there. It was built on the side and I moved it there. So I can move it again. I can take it out of there. I can plant any trees. I already did like on the front of the house. I planted a bunch of, what do you call them? Rose of Sharon. I plant about 12 of them on the side of the street on the other side. I can do more planting if that's the case.
Let's see what our staff has to
Sure.
say. Okay, thank you for all that detail.
You're welcome.
So, Eileen, Lucy,
Okay, well,
what do you think here?
I guess it's me. So usually when we see something like this, there's a shed that we know is close to a stream. I would typically we would just ask for, we don't necessarily go straight to enforcement order or violation. We would say just do a retroactive RDA. But as Ronnie just described, he has been in trouble with us on numerous occasions between putting the koi pond right up against the stream, putting the sand there. He knew that there was a deck work last year that everybody knew had to go in front of conservation. We did allow them to do that one without, as far as I recall anyway, without an application because it was replacing a deck in kind. So since he has been in touch with us so many times, I just went straight to enforcement on this one because he knew better. He said that he had stayed out of the 20-foot no disturb, but that's not the point. It's not up to him to do that. He took down a tree, as he said, and he put up a shed. So
Should a tree be replaced in the area? Could it use it?
probably, I mean, he said the tree was damaged, but I didn't see the tree, so I don't know. Right now, it looks kind of, I didn't go on his site and like go tramping over there when I took the picture.
I have picture of other trees that was like it, Avi. Like on the side, I don't know if you guys can have more view of that picture, but right behind that shed, we have a big tree. Right behind the little house, we have a tree there right on the edge that's completely dead, dry. We have another big tree right behind the shed that's completely open up, like that. If you guys don't allow to remove it, that's gonna fall on the next door neighbor pretty soon.
So Ronnie is perfectly aware that he is supposed to come to us for these things?
I wasn't. Like I said, I apologize. I wasn't, honestly, I wouldn't have done.
You've spoken to us about trees before, and we have given permission for trees to be taken down. So
I haven't done any of that before. Mr. Sean asked you for permission to remove trees before.
okay.
I honestly haven't done anything to know, like I never knew that I couldn't do that because I thought in my thinking, I thought I was not affecting anything.
Yeah, there are certain regulations that we work with, and so, yes, you're not supposed to do a lot of the things that you did here. So my question, Eileen, is what does the commission think about, can we have some compensating plants and agree to move the shed, or you think?
Do you want the shed to be moved? As he did, he pointed out that he initially put it on the side, and he was told, on the edge, like close to the road, but he was told he couldn't because it was
Then he had to
close
move it
the
again.
road, because it was within the 15-foot setback. So I kind of understand how it got to be the place it is. It's just, the point is that it was not allowed, nor was his landlord aware. So I'm not sure what to suggest. What do you guys think? Yes, a planting to replace the tree.
Besides the shed, are there other obstructions along the stream bank?
At the moment, I don't think so.
Okay. And is the area along the stream requiring trees that would protect the stream and shade the tree? You know, plant some small 6-foot trees or something like that?
That's always acceptable.
Yeah, but the question is how, do you remember from you being there, the condition of along the bank?
There's room.
There's room?
Yeah, I'm just going to pull up the street view for you.
In other words, does it need it for stream protection? Would that enhance the stream protection?
It would. His landlord is actually on the line right now, so I don't know whether you want to speak to him as well, just in terms of making sure he's
big-
okay with the plantings.
Yeah, and how big is that shed?
That shed is 10 by 12.
10 by 12.
and 10 high. No, 8 high.
And the stream length on your property was 100 feet?
From the shed to the screen, I think it's 35 feet.
35 feet. The shed to the stream. Okay.
To the edge, like, and then we still have the other.
So is the outline of the shed, how far is it from the bank, the top of the bank?
I think that's what he's saying.
It's
That's
30
Yeah, 35.
35 feet.
Right.
All right, so
Keeps going to 2 Thornton. I'm trying to
Can
give
you
you
move
guys a...
I can move it towards, I can move another 10 feet towards the other side.
and in other words, you can move it 10 feet further away from the stream.
Right. Towards the street side.
So you get 35, be 45 feet.
Right.
Does the area need to be left to go naturally vegetated, a certain amount of, like a no disturb area?
Oh, that's the wrong thing. Are you asking me?
Well, you've seen it.
No, that place where the shed is just, was just leaves, was pile of leaves when I get there. So we triturate that leaves and we mulch the leaves. So it's even on the property, like where the land is. That was done 8 years ago, so now it's everything clean. It's like
What was
the
done 8
trees.
years ago?
Huh?
What was done 8 years ago?
I cleaned the leaves on the area just to mulch it up. Where the shed is, there was a pile of leaves there, like.
So there is room, there's definitely room along here, close to the stream, for more trees. My point with the landlord is, he also just has to be on board with the whole planting of trees on his property. He's there too.
Yeah, he is. I already spoke to
Okay.
him about that.
Is he online here?
He's there.
Oh, what?
So
Hi there.
this is the stream right there.
Yeah. All right, so it's up to the commission, but I'm inclined to say that if the area could be enhanced by planting up trees and letting a strip of land along the stream revegetate, and not mow it, not pour mulch there, nothing. You're not supposed to, the whole idea behind a stream that has a protected area, a riverfront area, is that it's important to the habitat of the stream. Having some area that's undisturbed and not manicured down to the ground. So ideally, that would be a benefit to achieve that. So it's up to the commission if you really want to make them move the shed again to get 10 more feet. I will sit here waiting for someone to say something. Ed?
I think you just gotta make it so you don't have to do it again.
Oh, he won't have to do it again, once we
It seems to
decide.
be movable.
What?
It seems to be movable.
Keep moving it?
Did you say, how is it movable? What's it on?
It's pressure treated.
What is it sitting on?
It's wood, pressure treated wood,
How
PT.
did you move it?
We moved it lifting with jack, car jack, put a trailer underneath, tie it up, and move it. That's how we move it.
So it's just sitting on
It was a little bit of struggle, but I can do it again.
How much of an effort is it for you to do that?
It's like a whole day effort, but
Take a whole day.
yeah.
I don't know, is it worth it for 10 more feet?
I don't personally feel that it would be worth the effort, but I do notice a weird pattern here of asking for forgiveness rather than permission. Is that going to keep?
It's the first time I'm asking for forgiveness. I did not even know that all these mistakes I did was something that I shouldn't have done.
But
Now I
We
understand.
spoke to you after each one. John Keeley had...
Like, for example,
Keeley
this,
had you speak to a representative from Mass Wildlife to explain why he couldn't have the koi pond on the edge of the stream.
Has that been
Had a
removed?
lot
That
of
was-
conditions.
Has that been removed?
Oh, yeah, that was,
Oh, yeah, the first day I remove it. Like, when she asked, I remove it. It's like I said, guys, it's not that I'm being disrespectful or stupid. I learned my lesson.
All right, well, maybe, plant a tree or two to establish good faith, and I'd say call it a day. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with Sarah.
Rob?
I guess if the building department is okay with the current position
yeah,
of the shed.
as long as it's outside the 15 feet.
Yeah,
they're good with
yeah,
it.
okay, as long as that's good, I think,
You agree with what?
yeah.
Sarah said.
Sort of with what
Ed, you okay with it?
Sarah said possible.
Yes, I just got concerned that you still have to get from him, just like you just said, the permission.
All right.
There's a pattern here.
Okay, so let's not belabor this. This gentleman has made some nice apologies. We'll accept the apologies, and then why don't we say that, could I have a motion to indicate the will of the commission is to leave the shed in place, restore a 20-foot no-disturb zone so that it's left to go naturally vegetated without you taking care of it, mulching it, mowing it, or anything, and plant 2 trees greater than 6 feet, which is kind of the standard for us.
Okay.
How big was the zone you said? Sorry.
How much? 20 foot. No, because it's 35 feet behind it. Okay?
So where exactly you want me to plant those trees, Ellen?
That's where
I can do anywhere on the front, on the sides.
Somewhere near the stream bank.
Somewhere near the stream bank,
Within that
because
20 feet.
the shade provides protection for the stream and actually is very healthy for the stream to not be exposed to any sunlight.
Okay.
Okay, so the owner of the property, you were here, I gather.
I think he wanted to say something.
Would you
We
like to,
can't hear you.
can you,
Unmute. Yeah, his,
try talking.
I can see his
He looks muted.
microphone is mute.
Yeah, your audio is muted.
This thing? Did I do that?
Did you, wait a minute, let me see if,
You can request to unmute, and it might pop
I'm
something
sorry,
up
where
for him.
am I doing that? Because I
Could
haven't done
you
that before.
full screen your
Yeah, okay,
Quebec?
good.
And then if
Yep.
you go
can
to
we
his
unmute him?
Yeah, we're trying. Go to his,
just click on his little, his dots.
oh, I'm sorry, over
Yeah.
here. Get up there. His dots.
Oh, actually, you can click, so right next to it,
Oh.
click his microphone, and it'll say
No, it
request
didn't.
to unmute.
Oh, request unmute, it does say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, Siobhan, I sent you a request to unmute, and now I think that will allow you to, right?
It should.
I'm sorry, we had it set up so you couldn't speak in the meeting.
Okay,
Yeah, there.
can you hear me now?
There we go.
All right, we hear you, thank you.
Okay, yeah, I'm okay with planting the trees along the wetland, yeah.
Okay, and leaving 20 feet of a no-disturb zone to just naturally vegetate,
Yep,
which is the definition of a riverfront area. The definition is a naturally vegetated area along a stream.
yes, yes.
And so,
But I don't mow the lawn anyway, it's Ronnie that mow the lawn, so he know not to mow it.
right, right.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for that.
Thank you.
So the owner's okay, and you're okay with it, so it sounds like we have a plan.
I'm okay with it.
All right.
And I'll do that as soon as possible. Should I do next spring or should I do it now?
I think it's getting kind of late to plant, isn't
I
it?
agree.
It's okay to plant now, but he would have to find 2 trees at this time of year that'll, so it could be a wait. I'm actually updating the enforcement order to say this, and I will send him another one. I thought I had it here that you guys could sign, but we'll just have me sign. So shall we say to be planted in early spring, or as soon as conditions are appropriate?
Right. In early spring, you can plant. Sometimes it's tough to plant this time of year, to get things to survive.
Right.
Well, you can put them in, but he has to find 2 decent trees first.
Right.
Won't
there,
find many.
right? He won't find many, and then if it takes him 2 or 3 weeks, then it's gotten 2 or 3 weeks colder. So if he had them now, it'd be okay.
Right.
All right, I'm updated to
Okay. So do
basically
we
say
have a,
leaf
do we
shed
need
in
a,
place,
do we
grade
need a
10 foot, no
motion then?
disturb. Yeah, a motion to update the enforcement order to say
Okay,
those things.
could I have a motion to update the enforcement order to indicate the will of the commission is to let the shed remain at 35 feet from the bank, and to reestablish a 20-foot no disturb zone that is meant to be naturally vegetated along the length of the stream, and to plant two trees greater than 6 foot high that are wetland, have to be wetland trees, like, you can contact the office, they can give you a list. It could be red maple, could be river birch, stuff like that.
River birch would be good.
River birch would be good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Birch?
This is updated.
And is there a motion to that effect?
So moved.
Second? Second. All in favor? 500. All right, so hopefully we won't see you back here for more enforcement orders, right?
Thank you. Hopefully not. All right, sir. Thank you so
All right,
much.
that was quite a story. It sounds like you've had a string of bad luck with
I know.
making decisions near the stream and near the front of the house, and, okay,
Sorry about that.
okay.
Have a good night, all of you.
Oh, one question I have for you.
Oh, sure.
Where was the farm located you grew up?
In Brazil.
In Brazil?
In Brazil.
Oh, great. What kind of a farm was it?
It was, is 4 acres. I don't know how it's the size compared there to here, but it's pretty big. We planted coffee, beans, we planted corn, beans, all type of beans, rice, everything. And plus, we had some cows, and we have animals as well.
Does your family still own it?
They still on it, yeah. They're still there doing this.
Good for you. I love that Brazilian coffee. Okay.
Thank you so much.
All right, have a good evening. Thank you for coming
Thank you,
in.
appreciate it.
Sure.
Oh, God.
What?
It died.
I was in the middle of just
Mine died a
typing
while
that
ago.
stuff, and my computer died. Oh, well.
All right,
My charger, I just figured it was close enough to the
all right, are we,
Typing the.
planning board comments?
We will just mention that the middle school project, thank you, I was trying to get out the words. Middle school project will also have to go in front of the planning board for a minor engineering change.
Are you going to give them the list of things that we're working on with them? Is that how you normally do?
Am I going to give the planning board a list? Not so much. It's going to be a minor engineering change, so they will want to, I will give them anything that they want. We will give them.
So you'll talk to Liz about it?
Yeah.
Okay, all
We
right.
will, yeah.
Good. And the meeting schedule?
I think I sent that out to you guys
Right.
a couple of weeks ago. Did it look
Looked all right to me.
good?
I mean, basically, it's the same kind of schedule we always use.
It is. So if enough people had an issue with dates.
If anybody has an issue, say it, or I have a motion to vote the 2026 meeting schedule.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? 500.
Okay, great.
Subcommittee and staff reports?
I don't think we have any of those.
Okay. All right. Let's see. All right, and other business? Nope.
No.
Upcoming meetings, the next one, we have one meeting in December 11th, and the first meeting in January is January 8th. So if you can't make those meetings, obviously let Eileen or Lucy know.
Please.
All right. Anything else? Kind of a motion to adjourn this conservation meeting.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? No objections. 500.